Let me just do this real quick. Hang on one second. I'm trying to do a little bit of housekeeping stuff here. Let me see if I can make this work. Let's see. Yeah. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am super excited to be with you tonight and leading once again for our team training call, combining Ellen's team and Cam's team and my team. And it's such a blessing and an honor to be part of these, for all of us to be together and to gather together and to be community. We don't get to do that often enough, but I will say, please, please, please utilize the live events for this very reason. We've got Super Saturday coming up in October. I hope that you have the dates in your calendar for that. Make sure that you search for the one that's closest to you. And if you don't see one and you're an Emerald or higher, please be a host. It's so easy. They give you exactly what to say. So Super Saturday is coming up. And then in November, Platinum Edge is coming up. I will be there. Lots of people from our team will be there as well. And I'm going to have a little party for our peeps as well. So that information is on Team Fit Finance's Facebook group. So stay plugged in. Stay plugged into this call. Stay plugged into your upline, if your upline is plugged in. If not, go upline to them. Stay plugged into the team. I promise you that helps so much. Okay, so here's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Tonight we're going to cover how to know what to focus on, okay, when you're building your business. So I don't know if you can relate to this or not, but sometimes this business can feel like this monster, right? You have all these things to do. You have like social media messages. Like, we are the most busy people that have ever lived, ever, period, right? Because everybody's trying to ping you 24/7. And it's almost like we're expected to be on all these different social sites. We're expected to read email. We're expected to, all of these things. And of course, take care of the people who are nearest and dearest to you, right? So it's really easy to get to feel that overwhelm. I want to clear out a lot of that overwhelm for you. I want to help you avoid this failure to launch feeling or avoid getting stuck in a rut. And we're really going to talk about like the who, the what, the where, the why, and the how. Okay? So we'll take it all, but in different order. All right? First, let's talk about the need. What is the need of this call? I feel this need all the time. I don't know about you, but I mean, I've been doing this for over 10 years, and I feel the need for this all the time where I'm like, I just need to get reorganized. I just need to get refocused. And oh, shoot, I forgot to write that person down. And oh, shoot, I forgot to follow up with that person. And oh, my gosh. And so it's not like you can ever get organized enough. I consider myself to be an extremely organized person. I do think that you need to know what to focus on. And you need to know you need to give yourself permission, what to ignore, what to not focus on, what to say no to, all of those things, okay? So this is the whole need. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to get burnout. And if you're new, I don't want you to have this whole failure to launch thing, okay? So let's talk about this. Number one, you need to be avoiding shiny objects. And they come in really cool looking prizes. They come in amazing national wake-up calls. They come in phenomenal trainings. However, anything that distracts you from the core of what will make you successful in this business is a shiny object. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing training and you shouldn't be listening to national wake-up calls, but what I am saying is this. Say, for instance, I know that the way that I'm building my business right now is Facebook, Instagram, and I don't do a ton of social media, to be honest with you. My social media is not amazing, right? I wish it was better. I've just started on Instagram, and I got a lot of stuff on YouTube, but I've never really dove into like hardcore into any one of those, but I have a toe in all of those platforms. I have a presence in all those platforms. So for me to listen to a call based on rocking out your Pinterest would be a total shiny object. I don't need to go there, okay? Or something else that isn't in my wheelhouse right now, right? So here's where you need to start as far as social media goes. One platform that you like and you resonate with, maybe two. That's where you need to start. And then you can start to add on other ones, okay? So shiny objects can be new training programs that come out. I know when I started in this whole entrepreneurial journey, I was buying like training programs left and right. I seriously have like countless online courses that I've never even cracked open just because those aren't a priority for me. So I want you to be able to weed through all of this in this process. Shiny objects can be people, looking at people who you think are more successful than you, right? You just got to learn to put on these blinders. What I want you to do is to get focused, get really, really clear about your personal goals, because your goals might not exactly match your upline, etc. You need to get really clear about your personal goals and organize your schedule. You got to get organized. It's not sexy. It's not. Well, I think it's sexy. I freaking love organizing. I'm a total dork, but most people don't like it, okay? And get really, really, really good at mastering the mundane, which is what Darren Hardy says. He's the author of The Compound Effect. All of this is about literally building the slight edge, okay? The Slight Edge. Awesome book by Jeff Olson, or The Compound Effect, very similar, by Darren Hardy. It's about creating this foundation, okay? You got to do the fundamentals first, and then you can go, what was that shiny object? What was that thing I just thought of? That amazing idea that I just thought of that, I should now pour all of my time in today. You got to do the fundamentals first. So we're going to talk about the fundamentals. The fundamentals, we're going to talk about the what, okay? So yes, I said the who, what, where, when, why, how. It's all out of order. But first is the what, okay? The what is the 4 vital behaviors, okay? You know what it is. Invite, 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 which, by the way, should be invite, follow up, invite, follow up, invite, follow up. Be proof the product works. Personal development and recognition. I don't think that I need to dive deeper into those. That is the what. What do you need to be doing? You need to be doing those things. But how do you do those things? So let's talk about the how. How do you do each of those things? This is what I recommend to you. 4 invitations every day. And when I say every day, I'm basing this on a 5-day work week, okay? Because I think aim for 6, but if you miss a day, it's okay. Invite 4 people every single day, 8 follow-ups every single day, 1 new contact every single day, right? 10 minutes of personal development, 10 minutes of business development. Okay, now I'm talking minimums. Okay, so this would take you about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes a day. Go ahead.
Will you repeat your numbers for invites?
Oh, I am. Oh, you got, yes.
Repeat it so you guys can write it down.
Absolutely. And by the way, I did make this too. So I'm going to, I don't know how, but I'll attach it somehow. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to figure it out. So I'll attach it somehow to the recordings and whatnot. So you guys have it as well, so you can print it out as a cheat sheet for yourself. 4 invitations every single day. Think about that. If you did that 5 days a week for the entire year, that would be 1,040 invitations. Do you think that maybe you'd have a little bit of success? I don't know. 8 follow-ups. And the reason I say 8 follow-ups every day is because some of those people will never get back to you. It doesn't matter how many times you follow up with them. So they're just gonna fall off. But in actuality, in like being legit with you guys, if you have a conversation going back and forth, more than likely that person is going to have to hear from you about 8 times before making a purchasing decision. Okay, so I just said 8 follow-ups to be nice. To be nice to you. It could be a lot more than that. It should probably be a lot more than that if you are keeping track of this. Actually, I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is an old picture. Here we go. Let's see, where did it go? Please be here. I made a sample contact list just to show you. Something like this, it could totally be just, come on. Is it not going to share? It might not do it. Oh, no, it's working. Is it down here? Here it is. That's why. So I made this just to show you. So like, you can do this stuff for free. You don't have to have Teamsy or figure out Google Streak or anything like that. You can make an Excel spreadsheet. You might need to take a little Excel, class or something, but you can go like Joe. I know him from Facebook. What do I know about him? Oh, he has kids under, I can't type when I'm doing this, kids under 10. Okay, so I'm going to talk to him about Daily Sunshine. So many people say, what do I invite about? What do I invite to? What if I don't have a challenge group? What am I going to do? How am I going to invite? Okay, then we talk about, so Cindy, she's in my class and she wants to lose weight. Okay, what am I going to talk to her about? I'm going to talk to her about challenge group, and I'm going to talk to her about Shakeology, right? So as you create your contact list, one of the things that we ask you to do initially is, and what contact from means, how am I going to find this person again, and how am I going to keep that conversation going? Okay, because I used to try to put all their contact information. Oh my God, it was a freaking nightmare. But this is really legit, like how I started my business. I had an Excel spreadsheet. That way I can organize it. If I'm like, well, you know, if I could organize it by, I want to invite you to a challenge group, then I could organize it by every X that's in this column, right? All that stuff. Or, oh, so-and-so mentioned that they want to make more money or they lost their job. Okay, great, boom. I'm going to talk to them about a business opportunity. So step one is like, put every single freaking person you know in a document, because I know what your next thing is going to be. I don't know that many people to invite. Okay, well, we're going to get there. But put every single person that you know in a document, get them written down somewhere. And I always say somewhere that can be sorted. So a notebook cannot be sorted. This can be sorted. And you contact one, then you enter the dates. Every single time you contact that person, right? Because approximately 8 times, hopefully you'll at least get a no, something. Here's just, it was a super quick example. I just want you guys to start paying attention to how you're working on your business, okay? So about 8 follow-ups, okay? But keep in mind, you're gonna have to follow up with many people several times. 1 new contact every single day. That is 260 new contacts a year. So like, how am I gonna find new people? How am I gonna find new people? Trust me, you know hundreds of people already, especially if you introduce your social sites. 10 minutes of personal development, 10 minutes of business development, okay? Whatever that is for you. I separate them because, you know, I do separate my mornings. I usually go Bible study first, and then some kids book that I'm reading about, like my kids or my, you know, like being a better mom, something like that. And then I go into business development. So like that's kind of my order, and I go like 10, 10, 10. Just because I just want my hands on those things. These are minimums, like I said, 30, 45 minutes a day if you do it 5 days a week. Seriously, you could break these up into 10-minute increments and hammer this out. Even if you have a full-time job, okay, you can hammer this out. Now we're going to talk about the why. The why. The why is your why. You know, what is your goal? You need to figure out what your goal is. Is it to pay off debt? Okay, well, it just can't be this thing, I want to pay off debt. It needs to be, I need to pay off this much debt, okay? It needs to have a number associated with it. Okay, so if it's, you want to go down to part-time hours, okay, what does that mean financially? How much do you need to make with this business in order to replace your part-time hours? Or if you want your husband not to work as much, okay, how much money do you need to make in order for him to take a step back? Right? So where's that point? All right. I'm going to get to the comments at the end as well too. So got to be thinking long-term. Like, what do you want 3 to 5 years from now? And if you're anything like me, I was kind of like, oh my God, I can't even think that far in advance. Now I can, but it was challenging at first. So you have to kind of think like, okay, well, I guess I want this, and then kind of go like way bigger than you ever thought you could do. And then from there, you're going to step it down to, okay, well, what about this year? Like this 12 months, if I were to start tomorrow, September to August, what do I want to happen this year, you know, in your business? And then you break it down. Then what needs to happen this quarter? And what needs to happen this month? What needs to happen this week? What needs to happen this day? And I will guarantee I'm actually going to give you a formula on figuring all that out. So let's talk about the when. You need to know when you want to achieve these 2 things. Your rank goal, so whatever your rank goal is coming up, and then your financial goal. So depending on your personal goals, if you were like, and obviously your goals need to match up with your to-do list, right? We can't be unrealistic here and say, I need to be making full-time income and I want to be a diamond coach in the next 6 months. Like, come on. Like if you really want to be making, or I meant to say emerald coach, but if you really want to be making full-time income doing this, that means you got to be going after it. You can't expect that just to happen to you. You know, you got to go after it. So rank goal, financial goal, when do you want those things? If you don't have an idea in mind of when you want to hit each one of those things, then your subconscious mind, which does steer the wheel 90% of the time, has nothing to aim at. So right now you're just kind of like letting life happen to you. And what needs to be happening is you need to steer it and say, I want to be a 10-star diamond by this time next year. So by September 1st, 2019, I'm going to be a 10-star diamond, or whatever it is for you. That's definitely a goal of mine. That is what it needs to be. Okay. A vision board. Yes, I saw that. A vision board. I saw it pop up in the comments. So let's talk about the who. Okay. So we talked about your why, your goal. Your goal. It has to be your goal. For a long time there, when Success Club first came out, I was in the process of building up my husband's business, which, as you guys, he wasn't my husband at the time, so he was my boyfriend, but I was building his business. So every coach I got went to his account. So for those couple months, like, I didn't make Success Club, and because I knew, I'm like, this is bothering me because I'm not getting this recognition. However, I know that my goal is to get another diamond, because that is ultimately going to get me closer to my financial goal. So you have to figure things out for yourself and your business and your situation when it comes to volume and rank and all of that stuff. It has to be specific to you. So we did talk about your why. We talked about the when. You got to put some dates on these things. The who, okay? Who are you doing this for? Who? So I challenge you to think outside of yourself. Yes, initially it might be to get out of debt. Initially it might be to get off your diabetes medication. Initially it might be because you want to, quit your job. But who else is that going to affect? Who? And I knew that I never wanted to be in the financial position again where I was going to have to borrow money from everyone I knew, right? I knew that I didn't want ever to have something repossessed again. I knew that if I ever wanted to have a family, that I wasn't going to be able to work 60, 70 hours a week. So, and I would tell my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, and I would tell him, I'll just call him Keith. You guys will know him. I should just always call him Keith. So I tell Keith, I'm like, I need to do this for us. It's going to kind of suck for the first couple of years, right? Because I'm really going to dive in. I'm going to figure this out. And I'm already working so much. And now I'm adding this on my plate. But listen, I'm doing this for us. And so every time he was a little frustrated because I couldn't go to the movies, or I had to finish my book, or I had to be on a team call, I was like, remember, I'm doing this for us. This isn't just for me. This is for us. This is for our future. Let's set it up so we never have to be strapped for money again. And so he understood. And the people who are closest and nearest, dearest to you will understand. They are going to understand. Sometimes you got to help them see the light, right? Help them to see the light. Show them testimonials. Show them success stories, all of that. This will strengthen your why. Thinking outside of yourself, thinking about your kids, thinking about, I never want to have to send my kid off to daycare again. Or I want, I want to be around. I want to be able to go to every single play that my daughter does, or whatever. I don't have a daughter. I'm just throwing out examples. This is going to strengthen your why. Your reasons need to be big. They've got to be bigger than you. Otherwise, when you get tired, you're gonna give in to the tire, right? Or if you get frustrated, or if you hit a roadblock. So they've got to be big. And so many of you already know this, but I can't drill that into your heads enough. The who. Think outside of yourself. Who are you doing this for? Now let's talk about the where. Okay. So the where, I had to get creative with this one. So I'm basically saying, this is your roadmap. Okay. So where? Well, how do you get a roadmap, right? This is the roadmap to reach your goals. It's 100% Success Club. Before I said I did have to take my eyes off of Success Club in the past when I was building up my husband's account, because that was the bigger financial payoff at that time. I got to tell you that when you consistently hit Success Club, when you do the right activities, you will automatically be building your business. Okay. So basically, before I said, you have to figure out what your annual goal, and then break it into your monthly or your quarterly, your monthly, your weekly, and your daily goal. Well, I kind of already gave you like the daily stats, but honestly, like your monthly goal is Success Club. If you're doing the daily activity, you're going to naturally get there. So let's talk about this, all right? This is a monthly system to keep you on track for your long-term goal. More than likely, you're on this call because you're trying to make an income with this business. So I hope that doesn't, I hope that that's not, putting you off or anything like that. Hopefully that's why you're here, to make an income with this business. And this is a monthly system to keep you on track, to get to the financial, to get to whatever financial goal yours is. Now, of course, I was like, I have so much debt, like I need to pay off all this debt. But honestly, like I wasn't thinking in terms of I need to make, this many $100,000 a year. Like I wasn't thinking that. What I was thinking was, I just want to pay off. Oh man, I just really want to like not have to worry about groceries, like $200 a month. That would be good. And then my next step was, wow, that'd be cool if I could get my car payment covered every single month. And then so I just kept like, as I increased my income, my goal got bigger. Like I had this big, like scary, oh my God, I can't believe that I want to do this, like pay off all that debt in 2 years. But then I just said, okay, I'm just going to focus on the little tiny activity, the daily activity. I hear if you just keep doing the right things every single day, this slight edge principle is going to pay off, and it's going to build like this momentum. And so I just believed in the process, and every single person who does, that doesn't take their toe out, but they keep their toes in the water. Actually, they keep their whole freaking body in the water. They get to this success point. Okay. And I want to help you do that. This is a monthly system that's going to help keep you on track for your goals. Success Club 5, all you got to do is focus on helping 3 people this month. Success Club 10, focus on helping 5 people. And when I say focus on helping, that's because I don't want you to think about sales. I need you to really be focused on helping people solve problems that they have. That is the true way that you're going to be able to do this business. So let's just average that out and say that is 1 sale per week. So 4 challenge packs a month, about 1 sale a week. For a challenge pack, of course, some of those could be Shakeology Home Track, some of those can be like lots of other things. But basically, if you were to think about, if I just did 1 sale a week, and even if you missed a week, you're still going to hit your goal of Success Club 5 and probably get a fully paid trip, all expenses paid trip too. All right. So all you have to do is focus on really getting, like helping that 1 person per week. But in order to get that 1 person per week, you still need to do the daily goal. What's the daily goal? Can I remind you? It is 4 invitations every day, 5 days a week. That's 20 invitations. So those 20 invites, that is 5% success rate. Okay. So out of those 20 invites, you get 1 sale. That's a 5% success rate. That means that you're going to hear no. You're going to hear no 19 times, okay? Or not right now, or whatever it is. That's okay. You just need to know that going in, right? And you know what? As you get better at this, your odds get better too, right? Nobody starts baseball batting. I don't know I don't know what the term is, but it's like, yeah, I can't. I wish I had it. But that whole baseball thing, right? So they're only like really good, like a small percentage of the time, and they can make millions. Like, and it's a small percentage of the time. So all you have to do is be really good a small percentage of the time, right? You're gonna hear no a lot, or people are gonna ghost on you. All that stuff's gonna happen. Get thick skin. That's why personal development is in your daily activities. Okay. All right. So that's helping 1 person a week. Get that 1 person. You need 20 invites every single week. Aim for that. Even if you get 10, you might still reach your goal, right? Because people say 1 in 10. I kind of think when you're dealing with social media, it's more like 1 in 20 because so many people are white noise. Now, I have a little bonus for you. So we covered the who, what, where, when, why, and how in a different order. But now this is called like, show me the money. Like, well, how does this really pay off? So 1 challenge pack sale per week. If you got the cheapest one, it's $40 a week that you're going to make minimum. Okay. So it could be higher. So that's $2,080 that you can make this year if you just helped 1 person this week. Now, can you imagine how different things would be for you if you made an extra $2,000 this year? For most people, that's a vacation. That's paying off a car. That's a freaking college fund. That's a lot of money, right? Now let's figure in, now they say that the average person on Shakeology stays in for 4 months. So let's take that first month away because that was their challenge pack sale. And I'm talking customers, not coaches. Coaches have a way longer standing on Shakeology. I'm talking customers. So the average is 4. So let's take that first month away because you already got that bonus on the challenge pack sale. So you still have $30, $60, $90 in commissions that you'll make on those individuals. Now, it's not all coming in one lump sum, but over the course of the year, that's another $4,680 over the course of the year. And all you did was help one person every single week. All you did was do 4 invitations every single day. So think about it like this. What if half of those people decided to become coaches? You would have 26 coaches on your team. Okay, let's take it down even more than that. What if only 25% of those people decided to become coaches? You would have 13 people on your team. You only need 8 to make diamond. It's all math. And all you have to do is stay in long enough to outlast the people who give up. And that's going to be probably 85, 90% of the people, or it's probably 80, right? It's the 80-20 rule, so it's probably 80%. But honestly, just outlast them. I promise it's going to pay off. I promise it's going to pay off. So avoid shiny objects. When you know you only have 30, 45 minutes a day, you got to do these things first. 4 invitations. 8 follow-ups, minimum. 1 new contact. 10 minutes of personal development, 10 minutes of business development. Then, if you're like, but I really want to play on Pinterest, okay, then do it after that. But the first thing you need to do is this. This is the roadmap to success. I'm gonna, let's open up the chat. If you are muted and you want to say something, please just go ahead and press your unmute. Oh, yes, I want to get wealthy enough for an assistant. Lord have mercy, yeah. And you know what? You don't even have to get that wealthy. And we can talk about this on a whole nother thing. But if you can avoid, or if you can afford $4 an hour, you can hire an assistant. Overseas, really great people. I could give you some recommendations too. I want to start a foundation. Oh my gosh, part of my big why, my big vision board. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And yes, my family. Yep, my family is my whole biggest reason why too. Baseball's a game of failure. It's 30% is great. Thank you. 30% is the good one. How do people get 50 Success Club points or higher? They have assistants. They have systems. They have funnels. They're paying for ads. We'll get into all that advanced training later. You got to get the basics down, right? You got to get the basics down. All right. And plus they've paid lots of money for lots of consults, and yeah, trust me on that. When you are in a time crunch of 40 minutes a day, how do you play catch up on the national wake up calls? Right. I only, you know what, and I fall behind on those all the time. I got to be honest with you. So when you are in a time crunch, how do you keep up with all the national wake up calls? Well, first of all, I mean, I fast forward through all that recognition, right? I wish it was just without that. And a lot of times, I always do it when I'm driving. I always do it when I'm driving, or if the kids are playing quietly outside or something, and I can just have my little earpiece in and they're not like really paying attention to what I'm doing. I just have to be supervising housework, laundry, stuff like that. So, but I do miss some from time and again. And I got to be honest with you. If I hear one like this, hi, my name is Amy, and I want to tell you my story. I mean, you could totally tell the person's reading. I just can't listen to that. No, you can't listen to that. So good. Okay, I want to hear from you. We got 1 minute. No, I'm just kidding. We'll do questions. Who has a question, comment, anything? I'd love to hear from you. I have to change my view too. Let's see if I can change my view. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Oh no. Did I scare you all to death? Or are you just like... Everyone, is your brain melting out of your ears? What's happening?
I have a comment. I love this call. You said something that like rolled off your tongue so quickly. It was not even close to one of your like main points. It was kind of an aside that just shot out of your mouth, but it like really stuck me. And I want to go back to it. It was when she was talking about tracking, and she showed us that Excel spreadsheet that she made, which was really cool, by the way. Google Sheets is also excellent too. She said really quickly, like, if you don't know how to do Excel, you can go take a class for that. What I loved about that is like how almost nonchalant Holly is about. Okay, let me say it right. For her, she treats this like such a business that I can imagine like some coaches being like, take a class in Excel. Like, that's a big deal. Like that would require finding a class and then maybe spending some money and then taking some time learning it. But like for someone like Holly, like that's a no-brainer. If you don't know how to do it, you take a class and you figure it out. If you need to invest, you invest and you do it. And it just kind of rolled off of her tongue. But to me, it spoke of her mindset as a leader and why she is where she is today. Because to her, like, it's a no-brainer. If you need to figure something out that would help your business, you do it. If it requires a little investment of time or money, then you do it. And I know that was not one of your points tonight, but I just wanted to highlight for you guys, like, that's the mind of a leader. And if that's not your mindset and you want the income, then just make that your mindset. You can flip a mindset, you guys. You can flip a mindset like a light switch.
Well, and honestly, you could just Google it or like look up on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like if you were like beginner classes for, but that's what I do all the time now. I'm always like, oh man, I can just ask YouTube like how to do that. I need to figure out how to do this. I mean, it could be the longest sentence in the world. How do I, but honestly, so I didn't necessarily mean like go to a college and like, but honestly though,
maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if that's what it takes, like, yeah.
Or ask somebody to show you a few things. Keith told me the other day, he's like, man, you don't know how much you changed my world when you just showed me how to sort an Excel spreadsheet. I'm like, okay, honey. Well, you click here, you do this. So yeah, YouTube it first. See if you can do it that way. Thank you. That was a nice compliment.
I do agree with Ellen. One of my most favorite coach hashtags is everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. It's a coach hashtag.
I love it.
I also, I know we're going to close, but I like the part where you said chasing carrots and how you were building Keith's Business Center, because I've also been there, and there's a lot of shiny objects in the Beachbody land, and I think that I don't want people to get sidetracked by that, and just to focus on doing the daily activities. I love that you broke down the numbers of what you personally do, because everybody asks, what do you do all day? And it's really hard to say, but you really laid it out. Like, we all wrote it down. And if you can just go through that, and the problem is, like, you might do it for a week because just kind of like, getting started with your workouts, you're really hot one week. But really, it's week after week after week after week. And it just like fitness, those results will absolutely add up. And that's the magic. Like that, you laid out the magic pill, and it's very simple. It really is that simple. And I like that we're at the foundation. And I like how you said we're going to start to build, but I do think this is so important. So it was just great.
Thanks, guys. And I see Betty has a question. Okay, thank you. How do I invite people I haven't talked to in years without being slimy? I know everybody has this. So I always, even if you are like a brand new coach, I always say just start the conversation first. In fact, I used to do like push groups and everything, or whenever we did a team cup or something, and like the week I would start them like 2 weeks building into team cup, and all we would do for those 2 weeks was just start conversations. 4 conversations a day, 5 conversations a day, 10 conversations, whatever it was, but just start conversations. And it is that simple, using form, family, occupation, recreation, and then get to the message, right? So you talk to them about all those things. But if I see somebody that's posted something I have a customer of mine, and I just happened to see that she posted, oh my God, I'm 22 pounds down. I can't believe it. And then I just started scrolling through the rest of her posts, and I was like, oh my gosh, like she never communicates with me, never. She's been my customer for like 8 years. She doesn't ever communicate with me, but she's been doing these programs, and her page was just 100% like super motivational, super inspirational, super positive. I was like, you are my people. Like, you are so on it. I've never actually scoured her Facebook page, but because she said that she's 22 pounds down and she's feeling amazing and all this stuff. And then I was like, dude, we got to talk. Like, you've been a customer for a long time. You've done a lot of different programs. Like, we never talk, but you need to be a coach. So, that wasn't necessarily like somebody that I guess we haven't talked, but she hears from me. She gets my emails and my text messages and whatnot, but she doesn't usually reply, and she did. So I was able to send her the business presentation. And I think if you see something on their page, you're like, hey, look, I know that we haven't talked in a long time, but I also saw that you just lost your job. I'm really excited about what I'm doing. Do you have a couple minutes I could, send something over to you? I think just don't be slimy. I think have their best interest in mind. I think don't recommend something unless it truly is a good fit. I'm sure you've all gone to the doctor and you're like, yeah, I have this weird pain right here. And then they automatically, they just try to get you out the door. They try to write a prescription. They try to figure it out within seconds. And you're like, but I didn't even really tell you everything that was happening with me. And so I think we have to be detectives and try to figure out where there is a need, if there is a need. And that's kind of like that Excel spreadsheet that I did before. Let me just pull it up again, because I think this is seriously what I did in the beginning. Of course, we didn't have as many products. And notice all the products on this sheet are items that translate into Success Club points, okay? And I literally went through, I made my list of 100 or so, and then it just kept growing. But I went, well, what could I talk to this person about? And it may, if I couldn't come up with something off the bat, then that was an indication to me that I needed to have a conversation with them, have a better conversation with them, and get to know them a little bit better. But if you kind of already know that this person's always complaining about your kids eating candy, then you know that Daily Sunshine is probably a good solution for them. Or if you already know that this person is struggling with diabetes because they just posted about it, then you got to talk to them about Shakeology. So this to me was it was one of the most eye-opening, amazing things I ever did, was to make that list and then go, what could I invite them to? It doesn't have to be a challenge group. Of course there are cold invites. Those work fine too. I got lots of people from cold invites. But when you're working your list, your initial list, especially the people, and you're adding to it every single day, I really want you to think about what do I think is a good fit for them, based on conversations that you've had or things that you've seen them post. That was a long answer. Sorry. Yeah.
I have another quick interjection about the don't be icky thing. How that is typically a common fear of ours, and I've been there. Oh my gosh. But one thing that I found helpful that I'll pass on is it's actually easy not to be icky. Just don't be icky. So what would be icky is not sharing our business opportunity or inviting someone to try our products. That in and of itself is not icky. That's trying to help someone. Now, if they say no, or they blow you off, or let's say they say no and they're not interested, what would be really icky is if you never really talk to them anymore and you stopped acting interested in their life and you stopped commenting on that would be really, 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 really yucky. So just don't be like that, and then you have nothing to worry about. So no is not a big deal if you're going to keep loving people. We don't have solutions for everybody, and we don't have the solution at the right time in their life. So just keep loving them. If you're going to take the time to invite them and they're one of your 4 for the day, then just keep loving. Keep loving through the no's, and then the icky, worry about that, I promise, will go away.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, I don't want to keep you guys so much longer. Cam, we have a guest speaker next week, right?
– Actually, yes, Ellen's coach.
Oh, it's Ellen's coach? I thought it was Cam. I thought it was your coach, Cam. I'm sorry. Sorry.
We have a guest speaker next week. Make sure you guys are on with bells. And also, if you weren't, most of you guys were, thank you. If you missed our business presentation last week, it was really good and it was very short. It's the shortest one we've ever done.
We're going to keep making it shorter.
The recording is 24 minutes. That's awesome. Like, that's super digestible for people. It's like, yeah, we're going for 18 because TED Talk says 18 minutes is the sweet spot. So, but I think we have what is a really good recording for you guys to share. Make sure you have the YouTube link for that. I just want to make sure if you missed it that you knew that those keep getting better. We'll keep working on it.
Yeah. And there were a couple people were commenting that they're so new. I don't want to overwhelm you, especially, on your first day or your first week. But I also wanted to say that we share, Ellen and Cam and I, we're all leaders. We're all from different backgrounds, and we share this team teaching type model. We do a business presentation once a week, or once a month rather, and for you to invite your prospects to, and then we'll have guest speakers pop in and out. So we do have a guest speaker next week. So we're just so elated that you guys spent your Wednesday evening with us. We normally try to keep it to 30 minutes. We went 11 minutes over. So I'm going to say ciao, and we'll be seeing you in Facebook and beyond. Okay. Thanks guys. I love you all.